It was a moment of reflection as Vice President Comrade Mohadi walked into Khami Prison in Bulawayo this Friday, a place he spent years detained for standing up against colonialism. At the detention facility, the Vice President spent 3 years in solitary confinement and 2 years in communal cell 61.
What we call cell 61, A hall. That's B hall. That is solitary confinement there. Once to get solitary confinement, then he would be transferred here, a B hall, a hall. So I stayed somewhere here. I think my bed was somewhere here, and his was somewhere there. I think, and his was somewhere at the corner there. Yes. So that's where we grew up. That's where we matured. Through hardship, not eating what you call chips and other things. So that's what we used to do here. That's where we came out with what we called a high command, the high command in prison here, which then communicated with the rear, which communicated with Lusaka from here.
It was a group photo loaded with deeper emotions as Comrade Mohadi reunited with fellow cellmates at the prison. Among the fellow inmates is Comrade Mofat Ndlovu, who after serving his sentence was to become the point person for all the communication between nationalists in and outside the prison.
It was a big cell, very crowded. When we turned, when we were so close that if you turn, you had to have the whole line turning. It was that bad. It was over in terms of accommodation. It was over. It was certainly higher than what it was supposed to hold.
Other fellow inmates recalled how a fight triggered by Vice President Mohadi landed them in deep trouble.
It was a very terrible time because we didn't want to compromise ourselves to the situation. But the situation we wanted to compromise on what we wanted. So those days were not befitting for a human being.
Comrade Mohadi also implored youths to fight for economic emancipation now that political independence was achieved.
I feel very young and I feel very happy because these are the real, what I call real comrades. Yeah, I feel very comfortable with this. Well, you have it all, and because you have it all, you have all the freedom. You don't even want to think of coming together, and you don't even have a cause, you see? But we had a cause. Our cause was to liberate this country. And you didn't. You don't have that. But when we told these young boys about our struggle, we told them that the ones that we were fighting was the easiest one, which was the political emancipation, and there was the economic one coming, and we've been on that one for 45 years now, and we have not won. You see, so that's what the young people should be doing now. They should be engaging in this economic emancipation.
After spending the later parts of the liberation struggle in prison, Vice President Mohadi, who was supposed to be released on the 17th of November 1990, walked free when the country gained independence in 1980. Mthokozi Stube, ZBC News, Bulawayo.